YouTubers, welcome to Bikini Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You all know how much I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe if you are enjoying the content, turn on that notification bell, and most importantly, drop a comment down below because I love hearing your thoughts. Now, today's story, we're going to chat about WBFF Pro Holly T. Baxter. So she competes in fitness in the WBFF, but she's got some huge news. And I want you guys to hear it straight from Holly. So here we go.
This is where it's definitely been high. But anyway, let's talk about this exciting news. I haven't told anybody yet. I am going to be transitioning from WBFF Fitness to Bikini.
Now guys, this is enormous news because as we heard in the video, she's not just changing divisions, but she is changing federations. So it is going to be an enormous transition for Holly. Holly is an Australian WBFF Pro in fitness. She is a former runner-up world champ in that division as well. So she has reached almost the heights in that federation. Just to clarify, fitness in the WBFF is not the same as fitness in the IFBB, in the sense they're not doing a gymnastics type routine, so they're not doing flips, it's more based on their physiques itself. And in terms of the physique, I would say it's somewhere in between the IFBB bikini and figure physiques. They're more conditioned than the bikini girls, but they do not have the level of muscle mass that you would see in the figure IFBB. Now let's take a look at Holly's physique a little bit more closely. We can see up on the screen there a photo. This was just before a WBFF competition. So it's quite evident that she has a large amount of quad development. Similarly, her delts are capped and she has quite a bit of muscle mass on her arms. Her abs are defined, but it does not appear that she has a super teeny tiny waist, so she may need to build a bit more muscle in the lats to help create that X frame. As we know, it is super important in the IFBB to have that great taper, more so as opposed to in the WBFF. Now the big question is, what does Holly need to do to transition successfully into the IFBB Bikini division? Let's hear from Holly and her partner Lane on their thoughts of how they're going to do this.
I think in terms of like what needs to come down the most, I do think your quads need to come down a little bit in terms of legs. I think your hamstrings are fine. I think your glutes are fine. You know, they can always be bigger for bikini, so nobody's going to complain about that.
Of course, nobody's going to complain about that. Going to be doing any bicep or tricep work, or if anything, it might be just reshaping where the muscle tissue is. But I think I'll probably keep my volume up for my shoulders because they've all got really good shoulders. But I'm going to have to get leaner. Would you agree? Like looking at
this. She is slightly like this is more like Worlds 2019 level, or Atlantic City 2019 level leanness that you're gonna have to get to.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You're not really gonna have to bring down your back much because even if it's too big, you can have your hair down and it hides it. So I'm not real worried about that. And your waist is probably a little bit bigger than hers, so you're actually gonna need a little bit more back muscle to make it look smaller. So I don't think we really need to bring down your lats too much. We don't want to put more muscle on them. I do think your delts are going to have to come back down just slightly, just a little bit.
Now after watching that video, I do believe they are on track with their transition. However, I do feel like there are a couple of points that they are potentially overlooking or not prioritizing as much. For example, they maybe need to focus more on nailing that shape, the overall hourglass shape, and also creating that balance because we know that that is super important in bikini. Holly has an incredible physique, there's no doubt about that. I can't really comment on her glutes as I can't find a good back shot. If you've got one, please send it through because I would love to see. But my 2 cents, my advice would be to really focus on emphasizing that hourglass shape, the V-taper, the X-frame, whatever you want to call it, and ensuring that no muscle group stands out too much so it's not out of proportion when looking at the overall physique. To achieve that balanced look in order to meet the IFBB bikini criteria. Another noteworthy point is do not underestimate the posing and routines in the IFBB. As we know, the WBFF doesn't have as many mandatory poses and it lacks uniformity and consistency regarding posing. In the IFBB, there are those strict guidelines, the poses that you must hit, and also the routine plays a huge part. As I said, don't underestimate it. It takes years to perfect. Look at Ashley Coultwasser. She's still trying every day to get that front pose better and better, and she has been in this sport for years and she is the GOAT. So that just goes to show how challenging it can be. But there is no reason why Holly cannot do this. Let's not forget that she is one of the top competitors in the WBFF, which is absolutely huge. And she does know how to move her body. She does know how to showcase it. So that alone, she has the foundations there to achieve greatness in this. And I really do hope that she does well. And let's not forget that Holly still needs to go out and get her pro card just like everybody else, which isn't always easy. But I do believe she will get it in quite a short amount of time because she does have a good level of muscle mass already. And you do see a lot of the younger competitors coming up through the ranks and they just don't have that muscle maturity or enough muscle mass yet. And Holly does have that confidence on stage. Yes, she still needs to learn all the posing and the intricacies of the IFBB bikini world. You could say that Holly should have a competitive advantage going into this, as she is used to stepping on stage to the highest level at the WBFF, and that is a lot of pressure. Stepping on the stage could be a scary thing, but she has been there and done that. She knows what it feels like. She knows how to move her body. She does know posing to some extent. Yes, from another federation, but she has done it. And for those reasons, you could say that she does have that advantage going into it. Now why I'm super excited that this is happening is firstly, you just purely do not see this happen too often, that an athlete that is at the top of their federation, literally at the highest point, deciding to go over to a different federation. Many would say that this is too risky and they just wouldn't do it, and I completely get it, but I applaud Holly for taking this and making that move over. And secondly, I'm just excited to see how far she can go. Firstly, how will she go getting her pro card? And then if she does, or when she does, how will she go up against the pros in the IFBB? Will she be able to kick it with the big guys and go up against the Jen Dories of the world, the Ashley Coultwassers, the Laura Lees? I just can't wait to see it happen. Either way, I'm super pumped for this, and I think it is a huge win for the IFBB and the fans at home. Guys, what do you think about this? How do you think Holly will go in the IFBB bikini division? Write down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to hit like and also please subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying the content. It really does mean the world to me. Also, turn on that bell notification so you can see when I release every new video. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Over and out from Bikini Nation.